Okay, so today we're going to talk about trust and the effect of trust on the performance of a team. All right, so trust. Trust is actually an ambiguous word in the English dictionary. It actually means two things. There is vulnerability-based trust. So vulnerability-based trust is how much do I trust that I can be vulnerable with somebody? That I can bring my whole self into a situation, that I can show my weakness. And this vulnerability-based trust is actually almost exactly the same thing when we talk about psychological safety. We have a video dedicated on psychological safety. I strongly recommend you give it a listen. And that's vulnerability-based trust. We won't dig in too deeply on it today. The other type of trust is what we call, well, agreement-based trust. And agreement-based trust is when H and I agree that we're going to do something together, how much does H trust, or how much confidence does he have that I'll hold up my end of the agreement? That if I said I was going to do B, that I would actually get B done. And there's an interesting thing about how we build agreement-based trust. Basically, we make an agreement and we keep it, so we build a little bit of trust. And then we make another agreement and we keep it, and trust gets a little bigger. And so on and so forth. It's actually built in a spiral model. And the idea about agreement-based trust is that it starts slow and you slowly grow it. But here's the problem. When we break an agreement, do we just go back a little bit in our trust? Unfortunately, no. If we break the agreement, we go down significantly in our trust. All things being equal, it's about 6 made agreements to 1 broken agreement. So every time we break an agreement, we kill our trust. And the interesting thing even more about that is we let that go. So let's come back to H and I. So we had an agreement, and in H's perception, I broke that agreement. Now he's not going to come talk to me about that broken agreement. And because he doesn't come talk to me about that broken agreement, we actually don't rebuild trust. He just loses trust and he stays silent. Now he doesn't trust me anymore. And if we make another agreement and I break it again, forget it. There's no trust at all. So why is trust important? Well, let's talk about the situations when we don't have trust in a team. Okay, so we come together as a team to solve a problem. Okay, and then we break up that problem. Yahya is going to take a piece of it, Mohsin's going to take another, and I'll take a third. And so if we don't have trust, maybe I don't think Yahya is going to finish his part of the work. So I'll do some extra work because I expect that he's not going to do it, so I'm going to do it just to be safe. So we're doing double work and we're paying a tax. Or maybe I'm not that ethical and I say, you know what? He's probably not going to finish. He never finishes on time. It means I can be late and I don't have to worry about it too much. And because I can be late and I don't have to worry about it too much, then, I'll just wait till things blow up and I'll just blame him. It's anything but high performance. It's actually a dysfunction in the team. And here's a real example of what happens. So a friend of mine was running a development team that actually done really, really, really good work. And as they did this good work, they would always, it was a large organization, so they would submit to the QA department. The QA department would test their code and there are no problems. And after doing that again and again and again, they had a special relationship with QA. They would look at this team's automatic test. They're green, great. You know what? Go on, go deploy. And they saved a lot of time and effort and still produced great code. Now here's the other side of it. One time they got lazy and they let something through and you had a production problem. Trust went straight down. QA team came back and said, you know what? Special status taken away. Now you have to, when you're ready, submit your stuff and we'll get back to you in 6 to 8 weeks. That's the difference between having trust in an organization and not having trust, specifically the agreement-based trust. So as you can see, vulnerability-based trust talked about it. That's actually really important. How, can I be safe? Can I bring my agreements? Can I ask for help? Can I say I don't know? And this agreements-based trust. They're both extremely, extremely important for a very effective team. Now, what do we do about this? Well, we've got another video coming up specifically on agreement management and what can we do when we break agreements, because they will happen. We'll either break them or there'll be a misunderstanding or things will change and I can't meet it. And there's a way to deal with this. But just be aware that having this level of trust, if you can get it, you're well on your way to having a great team. And that's it for today.